Okay, fine. So moving into the Spurs versus Oklahoma City game, in terms of that game, who do you think is going to win? Oklahoma City obviously has been sliding. They're still below 500. They had a good win, versus the Clippers, but I'm not necessarily sure if they're going to be able to sustain this momentum, especially to beat, the Spurs. At this point in time, the Oklahoma City Thunder are 5-7. It might change, but even if it changed a little bit, I don't necessarily know if they're going to beat the Spurs. The Spurs are 7-5. Spurs still have a plus minus differential of 1.1 a game. Now, although the Spurs are only scoring at this point in time, 100 points per game, which is incredible to even think about. Like, they're only scoring 100 points per game, and their opponents they're giving up actually 100.1 points per game. So actually they're at a plus minus of of 0.4. So I'm not really sure what to think about the Spurs going forward. Obviously the Kawhi injury is like a huge injury for the Spurs, and I don't really know what's going to happen as we continue to move forward and proceed with the Spurs. Obviously, I picked them as a second seed, and then the Clippers the third seed. The Clippers went from contender to pretender really fast. They went from having a good record to being 5-6.
I told you.
DJ still can't score a bucket. So, in terms of the game, I'm going to take the Spurs just because I believe in Pop, and I still, even less so than I believe in the Spurs. I believe in the Thunder. So. I'm taking the Spurs to win probably 105 to the score being 80. No, to the score 105 to 93. Spurs win. Who you got? Spurs versus Thunder.
Thunder.
By what score and why?
About 8. So probably about 108 to 100, something like that. I just think the Thunder gonna get it together, man. Like, I like the way they won. They had a players only meeting, and I like the way they came together and won.
Players only.
I like the
meeting.
way they came together and won last night. Like, they gave
it
up.
It wasn't a players only meeting.
It
was a closed door team meeting.
Whatever.
Trash.
They had one. They gave up a big lead, and the fact that they still closed the game out meant a lot to me. And with the way they closed the game out, again, I know you said that they scored off of broken plays, but the fact that
broken plays.
Listen, the fact that they even ran plays was encouraging to me. Even if they didn't score off them, the fact that they even ran them in general was very encouraging to me. So I'm gonna go with the Thunder. So yeah, the Spurs have been slightly struggling, like not really struck. LaMarcus has been fucking hooping apparently.
He has been hooping.
Again, I will say I haven't watched that many Spurs. I don't think I watched the Spurs game yet. I need to watch the Spurs game, but it's just because like usually they're on.
Nobody cares about the Spurs.
Nah, it's just
LaMarcus right now is averaging 22.4 points a game, 8.6 rebounds, 2.2 assists, shooting 49.3% from the field goal range, 40.9% from the 3-point range, 78% from the free throw line, and it has a PER right now of 25.1. But when Kawhi comes back, all that's going to change. Even in terms of LaMarcus Aldridge, last year he took 14.6 shots a game. This year he's taking 17.4. Go ahead.
It's just usually like they're on when somebody else, because they play in the Midwest. Do they play in the Central Time Zone?
Yeah, kind of.
Or is it Midwest?
Kind of, yes.
Was it Mountain Time?
I don't know, man. Come on, man.
Regardless, whatever time zone it is, usually I'm knee deep in like a East Coast game by then, and then the middle of a West Coast game.
They're in the Central Zone, so same time zone.
The Bulls, which is why I haven't watched too many Bulls games. It's like living out here, I'm usually knee deep in a West Coast game because West Coast game comes at 4. So I'm usually knee deep.
No, East Coast games come on at 4.
I mean, no, I'm sorry. East Coast game come on at 4. I'm sorry. Brood. Regardless. East Coast games come on at 4. So I'm usually knee deep in the East Coast game by the time they come on. So I don't really get to watch too many Spurs games. I need to watch one this week, though.
I will, but like even watching the Spurs, like what are we going to actually get from them until Kawhi comes back in terms of knowing what they are? So they're just kind of a non-factor in terms of if I should actually spend my time watching them. But okay,